All right, how's it going, everyone? Nick Atkin here. It's a special Sunday show for you. I hope you're all having a good weekend or Saturday night if you're on that side of the world, wherever you are, or it could be early morning if you're in the UK, like our guest today, which we hope we're still going to get, Jonathan Haggerty. Uh, the reason I start the show 10 minutes late is the general has gone AWOL. So we're trying to track him down. Shout out again to Bear, who's spending his Saturday night trying to find Jonathan Haggerty. So we'll see if we can track him down. He is in Samui in Thailand, so it's not 4 a.m. where he is. It's 11 a.m. roughly. So if we can establish contact with him, we will get the general in. I hope we do, because otherwise I'm not sure what I'll talk about for an hour. I do plan to talk about One Friday Fights 129 from Friday, obviously. There was some great action there. A little bit of news as well to discuss, including Yodkun questions about his debut. It looks like his debut is now going to be delayed. There was an issue with him and his contract with K1, it seems. We'll get into that. So if you were looking forward to seeing Yodkun on Halloween, you will no longer be seeing that. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. Also, card released for One Friday Fights 1:30 next week. Some great matchups on that too. And anything else in between we will discuss. But I'll throw it over to the chat for now. Good to see a few people here with me, even though it's Sunday or Saturday night, wherever you are. Not the best time for streaming, I know, but this was the time we could get with Jonathan. So I thought I'll do a live because it'd be fun. But hopefully he turns up. Not throwing any aspersions at John. Hopefully he's just delayed or something. Official Lewis, what's up? One of my members saying hello. Gorillas are cool animals in the chat as well. Nice to see you. It's 12 a.m. I think on your side of the world. Yeah, so you must be East Coast, perhaps something like that. I don't know. We are here. NG, what's up? Mark my words. This is the only man who has a chance against Nabil right now. Well, yeah, hopefully that's what I want to talk to Jonathan Haggerty about. The Nabil fight. He's of course up against. Yes, the bantamweight Muay Thai champ, looking to reclaim his belt, reclaim two sport champion status at 1173 in Tokyo in a matter of weeks, about a month. Jonathan Haggerty is fine-tuning his preparations over in Thailand right now, with George Jarvis also there at Lamai Muay Thai camp. So very much hoping we can speak to him. Story of the fight, yeah, RDR, sad. I'm bummed out about that. Rene de Ridder shock loss in the main event of UFC Vancouver to Brendan Allen. I was walking my dog. I didn't even see it. And then I got a bunch of texts. My phone was blowing up telling me about it. So I'm very sad. I was hoping de Ridder would win and fight for the UFC title next. Just to be very clear, I posted, I shared it on my page here on Facebook. And some people are taking it the wrong way, that I'm celebrating RDR's loss or something. I am absolutely not. I love RDR. I love Rene de Ridder. If you've known me at all over the years, you know how much of a fan I am of him. All I did was repost the UFC's reel, and I said a shock loss for Rene de Ridder versus Brendan Allen at UFC Vancouver. The former one championship, two division champs corner threw in the towel. I was just being factual, I thought. So please do not think I'm taking a dig at de Ridder by posting this. Some people said, well, you didn't post about his wins. I actually did. I posted about his last win, definitely, with when Ongla and Sang cornered him in Baku, where it was. So yeah, I'm not celebrating de Ridder's downfall at all. Far from it. I was really hoping he would win. But yeah, I didn't see the fight, so you'll have to tell me what happened, guys. I was just talking with Bear here, and I was saying I thought maybe he took too many fights this year, perhaps. I think it was his fifth fight of 2025, and he's just come off that Whitaker fight, and maybe the hours in the gym are catching up with him. It could be good in a way to take a break for a few months now before taking the next one and come back fresh and maybe try and take another run at the belt in 2026. Time is still on his side. I think he's 35 years old, so yeah, there's absolutely zero hate from RDR here. Don't get it twisted, everyone. Jay by a spinning back kick KO. That would be something. Fergus is a beast. S. Barber Crane, I agree. Yeah, I'm trying to line up Fergus for tomorrow as well. He was flying back to UK yesterday. I was speaking to him about doing a live show. I didn't know he was hanging out in Thailand for a little bit. Would have been easier then, but yeah, we'll try and get him on a live show tomorrow, Monday. We'll see what we can do. I'll get into his victory, impressive performance. Yeah, this is one of the people who were angry at me. Why Fio? Did 4 middle finger emojis after my Derrida post. I really don't know what you're angry about. Why Fio? But fair play. You can express your opinion freely here, as long as you're not abusive. I guess this is abusive, but I'll let it slide. But yeah, I'm not dissing Derrida in any way. Just reporting the news as media members do. I would suggest you be a little less sensitive about this. Anyway, let's not waste more time on haters. Ping Pong Barrow, what's up? Nice to see you. Fergus is a beast. That's 2 messages S. Barber Crane sending about Fergus being a beast. So it must have really been an impressive performance for you. Atkin was saying that RDR fight was horrendous. I don't think he should have had that many weight cuts in one. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying as well. Maybe the accumulation of training camps, weight cuts got to him a little bit. We don't know that he may come out. He had an injury or was an illness. He looked very tired in there. We'll see. I hope it's nothing serious, and I hope, as I said before, he can get back into title contention next year. I'm sure he will. I know how good he is. I know one of his gym mates on Discord. He always says he's an insane prodigy. This is Fergus, I believe, from Gorillas Are Cool Animals. Yeah, a lot of people were telling me just how highly rated this kid was. You never know until you see them fight, and he definitely delivered. He should fight in the main cards. I don't think it'll be long yet if he performs like that. I'm sure a contract is in his future. He's still very young, I think, teenager, right? Haters come out of the woodwork. Story of the fight says, "What's up?" Shout out. When stuff like this happens, real ones know your RDRs, boy. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to get cancelled over this. I just think it's ridiculous, to be honest. I suppose I didn't. Maybe people don't know the years I spent interviewing RDR and covering his fights and telling everyone just how good he was and how he would be a top 5 fighter in the UFC if he went there. I guess you weren't watching that, whatever your name was, Fio. So you're going to have one back from me. You have both barrels, fuckhead. All right. It's my channel. I can do what I want. Okay. Bear still has my favorite reaction to a KO ever. His jaw drop to that Superlet KO of Haggerty still cracks me up. Yeah. I love that. If you haven't seen it, check out Story of the Fights channel. Maybe you can send me a link and I'll show it on the show one day. Shout out to the legend. Yeah, Bear is staying up on Saturday night as well to facilitate this. But hopefully we can get John, so poor old Bear hasn't wasted his Saturday night. Yes. Wonder why he's not fighting on the main cards. Well, yeah, he's very young, Fergus, and no one really just comes straight into one championship now unless you're an established name from another organization. I think Fergus is just very young and raw, and I think most people come through Friday fights now, especially in Muay Thai. Why rush it, right? You're not going to hand him a contract off the bat. Despite his lineage, he's obviously the son of Richard Smith, famous mentor of Liam Harrison, the founder of Bad Company Gym. So he's got big shoes to fill, big reputation, but he's doing it right. There's also Finley, the brother, also has a great rep. 19 years old. Yes, thank you, S. Barber Crane. He won the Road to One contract, right? Yeah, but Road to One, I think, gets you on Friday fights, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure it guarantees you straight to the main show, but I might be completely wrong. He may have a full contract and he may be just fighting on Friday fights anyway. I'm not sure. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I was under the impression sometimes if you win Road to One, it gets you onto Friday fights, especially through the UK and the Hitman Fight League. I've seen that with what was his name, Joe. Yeah, he also fought. He also won Road to One, and he came and fought on one Friday Fights, and he won his fight. I don't think it sends you straight to the big show, as they say. Well, at least he should be getting a decent purse, right? I hope so. Yeah, I have no idea. He's very young, there's time, and he got a bonus. I'm sure he's gonna get more bonuses. I think money is not like the huge issue at that age and stage of development. I think he will definitely have a contract if he keeps performing like that within a year or two. So no stress, and yeah, it takes the pressure off as well. I think to come through Friday Fights, and you never know how it's gonna go on your first showing out there. If it was straight onto a fight night, it can be a lot more pressure. You're fighting in the morning as well. There's issues with that. Let him get his feet wet with the whole one championship system and everything, hydration testing and such. Don't know if you remember Y2K, but he recently is back fighting. Honestly, this is NG, so cool to see him back in one of the only male Thai MMA stars, and he's just such a personality. Yeah, I love Y2K. Sad to see him go. Yeah, he was. There's not many Thai MMA fighters like you say, NG, especially good ones. Quite a rarity, and yeah, he's from the same gym as Stamp. He had kind of up and down record in one. What was it? He had some notable wins, some notable losses, but I think it'll be fair to say he's worthy of a spot. I'm just looking at his record now, 8-6. Yeah, he fought on Friday Fights, and he won, but that was Muay Thai. Interesting. But yeah, he lost his last. Maybe this is why he's no longer fighting. He lost his last 4 MMA fights in one, so that is not a good way to, yeah, stick around. Especially nowadays, people are getting released for 2 back-to-back losses. Some people, and some of the people there, they're good fighters. Hu Yong, but he should be beating Gadash and Mangat. That was a split decision. If you want to be staying in one championship, you should be beating Echo Ronnie. Echo Ronnie's no scrub. He's back soon, I believe. Is it next month? And Woo Sung Hoon. Yeah, but he did have some good wins. He beat Tatsumitsu Wada, who was actually a very solid competitor. He beat Alex Shield, trainer out in Bangtao Gym, BJJ coach. That was Alex's only fight in one, I think. That was in the COVID days when they had the empty arena. Beat John Schenk as well. I remember that. So yeah, Y2K was a bit of a legend during that August phase of those Bangkok Impact Arena, empty arena shows they did during COVID. He had back-to-back wins in quick succession. On his record, 2 in 2 weeks, but I don't think it was that quick the turnaround. I think one of them was taped from the previous month, but yeah, it was going really well. He had 3 wins in a row, but then 4 losses in a row. I'd love to see him back. I saw him once at Rajadamnern Stadium. I went to watch one of the RWS. I can't remember, it was last year or earlier this year. Just a bit of fun. I'm not starting a war between one and RWS. I was just there to watch and eat popcorn, drink some beer, and it was a good laugh. And he was right behind me. I was with Keith, member from the channel here, and he said, "Oh, isn't that Y2K?" We turned around, and there he was. You can always see him. He's got very distinctive hair, like green hair, blue hair. 10K isn't much for a Brit. It is not. I know. It's difficult to live off that. Trust me. I used to live and work in the UK, and it ain't that much. I know, but I'm sure he's got other ways of making a little bit of money here and there. Obviously, I'm sure his dad will help him out with whatever. And yeah, it's it's the way it is. You do have your expenses covered when you fight in one. So if you can bang out 3, 4, 5 fights a year on 10K, that's quite a lot of money. It's a decent amount. You can live off that for sure. And if you get a bonus out of one of those, or 2 or 3, you're cooking. Yeah, that is light 118. Okay. Well, I haven't seen any sign of Haggerty, so who knows if we'll get him. But I will press on, guys. We may as well jump straight into that Friday fights recap then. Where is it? Oh, I'll just show my Instagram. I always go straight to the one championship page, but then I realize I've got Giuliano there for me, who has all of the knockouts and decisions. So yeah. Well, we're talking about Fergus, so let me start with him. Here was the finish, as you can see, swarming Zaran Al Wasabi for a first round TKO at 350,000 baht bonus. There was one knockdown, and then he went back in. Ref waved it off. Wild celebrations. Didn't see it there, but he went up to poor old Al Wasabi, and he was doing something. I couldn't really realize why he was touching the back of his head, and then was messaging Fergus after the next day, and I was like, "What are you?" I didn't realize what he was doing. He told me it was at the weigh-ins or the face-offs. Al Wasabi was touching the back of his head or something, and it really pissed off Fergus. So that was what that gesture was about. He wasted no time indeed. The ringside footage of the finishes always looks so crazy. Yeah, it's a nice perspective, and you know, it's cool to have. Yeah, every now and then something blows up, and it's just a different angle as well, because people, you can see how happy Fergus is there with the bonus. But one has the official broadcast footage, and a lot of other accounts will like rip that footage. They'll be like live streaming it, and they'll record it and rip it and post it as well. I'm not knocking that. If you do that and it brings you success, all the better for you guys. Gets you shares and likes. I know that's the game. I'm just too lazy to even think about how I'd even do that. And if someone else has done it, I don't really want to just steal their video. And I just like to do things the right way, even if it means I spend money out of my own pocket. I'm paying Giuliano here to go and cover these shows every week. So usual plug for me, please, if you want to help out in any way you can, consider becoming a member. I think it's about £5 a month, $5 depends which country you're in. But yeah, if you want to support what I do, yeah, you can become a member of the channel. Really helps me out. You get a few perks as well. You get a special title belt next to your name, some emojis. I'm working on getting better perks for you guys. Sorry. And maybe even there'll be members only content soon. But it's mainly just about, yeah, if you want to support me, I appreciate it. If you don't worry either. I'm happy to still do all this for you guys. You're not going to get less content from me. But yeah, if you can lend a hand, it's appreciated. If you can't, all good. But yeah, consider it. The button's down there somewhere. All right. 1-of-1 footage. Yeah. I love it. That was Fergus. Yeah, I will try to get him on the channel ASAP this week. If the timing matches up, we'll see. But yeah, he's an interesting guy as well. He's not afraid to talk. He's a character. I think he's born for the spotlight. He's got the skills. He's got the mic skills to match in the ring. And yeah, he's a confident kid. Has an interesting story. Obviously, as I was saying before, the heritage he comes from. I met his dad last summer out in Bangkok when he was there for Liam's fight at 169. I can't remember 168. The one in Impact Arena. The number escapes me, but yeah, notably Liam was going to fight on that card, and there was a weight cut fiasco where, or weigh in fiasco, shall I say. Liam did his weight cut fine. So Liam came in and weighed in on the scales and was on on the money. I think he was even a pound under or something. So he was like, "Oh, happy days! I'll go and drink a little bit of water and stop cutting weight." Then he came back for the official weigh in an hour later, and he was a pound over. He's like, "What the f? How have I done that? This scale must be broken, or someone's moved it." And there was a whole fiasco and back and forth with one official was there. You could hear Liam arguing on the stream, and eventually Liam just decided not to come back and cut weight again, and the fight was cancelled. But Chatri ended up paying Liam his purse, and it was all good in the end. And people were saying back then, why don't we get a digital scale to avoid these kind of mishaps? And it didn't happen until finally last event, this month, I think it was, one fight night, 30, whatever it was. All the numbers are in my head. I don't get enough sleep at the moment, as I have said every week. I have a newborn child, so I'm sleeping not great. Whatever the show was, 36, I think. Yeah, they had a digital scale, and I thought it was great. Yeah, it was so much quicker. The weigh-ins just breezed along. I think the bigger scale may be coming back. I inquired why the other scale was not used and why the digital scale was used, and they said there was some sort of problem with the big scale. It wasn't there. So let's hope for Fight Night 37 next month they stick with the digital scale. They use the digital scale for Friday fights, weigh-ins, and there's no issues, no problems. I do think they could jazz up the presentation a little bit for the live stream. If they're using a digital scale, it looked slightly strange last time. They just had the mat with the scale on. I think they need some kind of screen to show the weight on it, like they have at Friday fights. But even that is kind of small. But if they could get some sort of big screen, make it look fancy, that'd be cool. What up, Telvin? Good to see you. I wonder if Chatri caught UFC last night. I bet he's laughing as we speak. If this is about Derrida, I already was addressing that, and I was getting a bit of hate on Facebook randomly from a couple of people thought I was poking fun at Derrida. I really wasn't. I love Derrida. I'm sad he lost again. I hope it doesn't need to be said. I'm a huge RDR fan. Yeah, I'm as gutted as all of you. I wanted him to fight for the UFC belt. Yeah, the thing I'm most gutted about is he's no longer in one championship. I don't get to interview him and watch him fight. He was one of my favorites, top 3 guys, So good luck to him. I'm sure he'll be back stronger. Digital scale needs to be the standard, Anonymous says. Agreed. If you like the digital scale, let me know. We'll let one championship know, and we'll try and convince them to keep it. I think it's a huge upgrade. I love RDR too, says Telvin. I hope him the best. Yeah, I think everyone does. I don't know who's an RDR hater. I think every one championship fan wants Rene Derrida to succeed and has been really enjoying his rise to nearly the title shot in UFC over the last year. It's been really incredible to watch. I don't know who is hating on him. The people who were hating on him actually were the UFC fans when he first fought, and he wasn't that impressive, I think, against Gerald Meerschaert. And all these UFC fans were calling him a bum and calling one championship a joke, and now they all love him. So I'm sure they'll be back out in force, the haters tonight. So anyone, again, who still has any doubt, who follows me on Facebook and thinks I'm one of them, I'm really not. I'm one of RDR's biggest fans. So take that shit somewhere else. Yeah, if you're gonna try and cook up drama there. NG says maybe they can get the ceremonial weigh-in scale and make it actually work. That would be cool. You mean use the big scale for the ceremonial weigh-ins and have a real? I don't know, because they're different. I don't know exactly know what you mean, NG. Sorry. Obviously they've eaten food and drunk water after, so it'd be a different way. Anonymous says Chatri should be happy for RDR. Excuse me. He's should be bragging about how a one athlete was doing so well. Something one has the best athletes. I think that's probably the best way to spin it. If I was a promoter in this situation, I would say, well, look, yeah, we had Rene de Ridder, 2-division champ, lost both belts to Malakin, but he's best of the best. He went to the UFC, and he's about to fight for their belt. Obviously, tonight takes a little shine off that, but sometimes I think it's actually good for one if a fighter leaves and goes and does really well somewhere else, because it shows the level, and one is it's not a joke like a lot of people will try and convince you. But then you have the flip side, like Kwon Won-il getting stopped with a spinning back elbow on Dana White's Contender Series. I was shocked to see that. Sad to see that as well. I love Kwon. It's just MMA maths doesn't ever really work, It's a fight. This is what I always think. It is just a fight. It's anything can happen, especially in small gloves. Anything can happen. Preparation, records, skill, momentum, form goes out the window sometimes when you have two people throwing hands at each other, and two lethal human beings who are trained to kill. Anything can happen. Any news about one events next year, Telvin? I heard there could be a big start to the year so let's probably think January, maybe February. That would be in Bangkok. So again, probably thinking Impact Arena. That's all I've heard. I've heard from other things that it's going to be a big year. But I hear that every year, and then usually the year starts off big, and then there's a bit of a lull, and it comes back strong. So I'm hoping there's just more consistency next year, and we can have 12 months of big, constant big shows. I know that's a bit of a pipe dream. 12 arena events would probably be too much, but I'd take 6 on every 2 months. I think this year we got 4, right? Unless there's one in December. So there was 3 to start the year. Then there was just a big stretch of no arena shows. There was meant to be Denver in September or August. I think September. That fell through. Got moved to next year with the Stamp injury. So if that had taken place still, I think it would have helped a lot to kind of stem that. Wait until Tokyo again, November. But ideally, I'd want something in January. Well, I mean, if I can dream, I'd have every month. But let's be realistic, perhaps. January, March, May, July, September, November. That kind of every 2 months would be a good run. And then you can fill some of those off months with tent poles. And, just stretch it out a little bit, so it's not just feast and famine, like you got a huge card and then you got 6 months before the next huge card. I'm just going up to the comments again. A lot of new comments. Nice to see everyone tuning in. Oh hey, even got an RDR poster in the back. Certified fan. Exactly, yeah, somewhere here he is. I've got the Qatar poster. So if you were watching my interview with Jake Peacock the other day, I was bantering with him about not having him on my wall, but I didn't realize because he's right behind my seat. I do have Jake on the wall, also from Qatar this year. So there you go. I got 2 Qatar posters, and one has RDR, one has Jake. So we do still need Dennis Porridge on the wall though. RDR will bounce back. Telvin, I agree. Story of the fight says, yeah, that Quan knockout could happen to everyone. Not saying it's a fluke, but I don't think it speaks to how good or bad he is. Crazy game. Agreed. What news about Joseph Lassiri? Van Lock. No news. I was sad to see the other day. I think his longtime mentor and coach Angelo Valenti died. I might have that completely wrong. I don't want to spread fake news, but I saw an emotional tribute from Joseph on his Instagram. I think he passed away. He's the founder of the gym, Kick and Punch in I think it's Milan. Very sad. Yeah. He's a sort of a local legend of the scene there. So he's only 51, I think. Yeah, really sad. So I hope Joseph's doing okay, and I really want to see Joseph Lassiri back. I know he got knocked out by Prajanchai a couple years ago, but who doesn't lose to Prajanchai is tough. Yeah, it just showed how well John DeBella had to perform to beat him. And hopefully Lassiri comes back soon. I love that guy. I think he's a real character, great fighter as well. Samila has been front row at every UFC event in Vegas lately. Is she finally signed? I didn't know that, Anonymous. I didn't know that at all. Did they shout her out on the broadcast? I didn't watch today's show. I didn't. I know I think she's living in Vegas. Yeah, she's training. I think. I'm not sure though. I haven't spoken to her for a while. Just when she got released, I had a bit of back and forth. And again, if you think I'm a hater of RDR and you think I'm going to hate on Samila as well, absolutely wrong. I wished her all the best. We had a nice chat when she got released, and I said, go and be successful wherever you go. I'm going to be a fan wherever you are, and if you come back to one day, I'll still be a fan. But if she goes to UFC, I will cheer for her and hope she wins the belt there. But I don't think she'll go straight to UFC. I think if she is doing MMA and all that, I think she'll probably do a few regional things first. Maybe Invicta is a good idea. Who knows? But yeah, if she can learn takedown defense, I think she's been practicing on, working on that for a while now. She could be a very scary prospect with those Muay Thai stand-up skills. Gorilla says, I think Lassiri's retired. I don't know. I hope he's not. Any news on recent funding? Usman won for one championship? No idea. I think they would shout about it if they had got a new round somewhere. I don't know. It seems they're like moving away from like the VC funding era into more like what UFC does. I think is getting these cities that host you and countries to like invest in you by paying costs, like putting up the money for everything, because you're bringing tourism into the country, right? That's the way it's supposed to work. Like the UFC can go to all these places, and the host city will pay them a certain amount of money to put on show. And I don't know, maybe they get the arena free, who knows? But it's sort of be like a quid pro quo thing. We'll bring this money into your city, you give us some money. So maybe that's the new model for one. I don't know. I haven't heard of anything. I think the last round they got was a year ago. Got a 50 mil from Qatar, if you believe reports. I think that was in Bloomberg, or close to 50 mil. So no, I don't know anything. Yeah, I'll see. I haven't heard anything. Also, will 1173 have issues making money back? I don't know. It depends like what the costs are, because I think they'll make 2 million gate at least, maybe 3. They made 2 million last time, but that Ariake didn't sell it out. I think it was close to sell out, but I think this one they'll do more, and they can charge higher ticket prices. The card is much more stacked. So yeah, then you've got to deduct all the purses. I don't think there are any like ridiculous purses on there. Like there might. It depends what Rodtang's getting, but Takeri will have a high purse. Rodtang may, depends. But I don't think anyone else is on kind of stupid money, like a Roberto Soldich type purse. So Yeah, it depends how much the rental for the arena cost, ticket sales, pay-per-view income from Japan and globally. I would expect them to make money on this one, and you would hope they do, because they're throwing everything they have at the wall here. If you can't make money on a show like this, how can you make money? So I would expect them, to make a profit, and that's something they can then show to investors. Hey, look, we put this show on in Tokyo, hugely successful, made a boatload of cash. Put your money behind us, and you will make some money. And that has to be the way forward for them, right? If they can show, they can raise money. Maybe other people will put money into them. Bruce Leroy, what's up? Says, hello, Mr. Atkin. Hope you're doing well. Look forward to the live stream. Oh, sorry. Still a little under the weather. Been a month. Hello, Bruce, as well. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. And I hope you're enjoying the stream, too. It's a damn big card, Gorilla. Yeah, I agree. It's probably the biggest card they've done since 1X in 3.5 years ago. So, was it 3.5? Maybe March 2022. Yeah. Biggest card for a long time. There's no point in posting UFC and One Championship as separate organizations. Why don't you post when you win? You don't need to post the UFC organization. You work for One Championship, RDR. Swan. Another hate. I don't know what I've done. I've upset some Burmese fans by posting RDR's loss. Again, there was no hatred intended. I just thought it's notable. People want to see how former one fighters get on elsewhere. Maybe I was naive. Yeah, there's, again, no hatred intended. Also, I can post what I want. It's my page, mate. So if you don't like it, you can get out. NG talking about the setup for the ceremonial weigh-ins. Okay, it's a scale, but it's just for show, and don't actually measure weight. If they actually get that thing to work plus a screen, it'd be cool. Well, this is what I'm saying, that when they step on the scale at the ceremonials, the weight's actually going to be different from what Dom Lau reads out, right? Because they will have weighed in officially and then gone and chugged a load of water and ate a bunch of food. So they'll be like 5-10 pounds over. Okay. Yeah, I just got an update from Bear, but it's not conclusive. We're still trying to track down Jonathan Haggerty, guys. Christian and Bear are on the case. Christian Knowles, John's coach. So I'll stick around a bit longer. Hopefully we can get Haggerty in. A lot of the fights aren't big Japanese crowd pleasers. There's a lot of local talent on there. I think it's a nice mix. As you can want. Hopefully next year there's more. Feel like this year nothing crazy went on besides the first Japan event. 3 to 4 Japan events next year would be cool. Yeah, I agree. And Malaysia too. I always say it, man. Yeah, I think three Japan events here would be great. Maybe even 4. 3 Impact Arena shows, maybe even 4. Getting Malaysia involved, Philippines, China, Singapore. Let's say like 3 Japan, 2 Impacts, maybe 3 Impacts, a couple of Singapores again, a couple Malaysia. There's plenty. It doesn't have to be set numbers, but I'm just be a fan of one going back to what they used to do with the whole circuit of going around Asia. You can throw one in Denver in as well, and Qatar if you have to, and we'll see. But yeah. Did I miss the RDR portion already? I didn't hate on him. Yeah. I'm being dark side. I'm being accused of hating on him. I genuinely, I'm sad he lost. Yeah, some people were taking it the wrong way because I shared the UFC's post on it. To people who not to harp on about it, but anyone who thinks I'm hating on RDR, I called out one, I think, on this show for posting, when RDR got his first win in the UFC, I think it was, they posted maybe it was his second when they posted like the reel of him getting knocked out by Malakin. Like, that is a bad move because you're trying to, like, I don't know, you're trying to say something. I said it from a public standpoint, it looks negative. You're trying to hate on RDR, but yeah, I'm not posting knockout videos of RDR. I shared the UFC's post of his loss because I thought it was noteworthy. It's a big thing. So yeah, we'll see. I guess you got to put up with this stuff. This is the first year one made a profit. No, says Gorillas are coin. I don't know. The financial side, I don't see any of that stuff. I think certain people are gonna know, and they're usually in one championship. Other people kind of like to put it out there that they know one's financials in and out because they get things from the Singapore financial releases from years ago, and they kind of add up 2 and 2, and they claim this and that, and they may be right. I don't know. I'm not a financial journalist. I'm not a business guy. I just talk about fights. I'm not sure what their money looks like this year. I would imagine they have, from what I understand, they've been making a lot of cuts here and there to get in line to make a profit. That was the goal. The big goal this year was to be profitable. I'm not sure if they hit it yet, or if they did, or if it's been delayed, but that is the plan. Again, I think in a move to attract further investment, you have to show profitability after how long they've been going, 13, 14 years. So just stretching. Yeah, I would imagine they are close to a profit this year. And that can only be a good thing. And isn't it mostly due to Friday Fights? Well, Friday Fights has become a good little earner for them. I think they got good sponsorships with big companies like Dutch Mill Protein, Singha Beer now I think just came on board with them, and there's some others. Yeah, one's doing a very good job in Thailand of promoting their product, getting big sponsors, creating a fan base. Like I was saying, there's millions of people watch the big fights, and just look at the numbers for every week. They do really well on TV, and I think for them the big thing would be getting a new venue closer to central Bangkok, so they can get more tourists who have more money to spend probably. And they can charge higher prices. They can make more revenue off that. Because I think where they are now, Lumpini, if you don't really follow, it's actually about an hour out of town. It's a 45-minute drive on a good day. And the traffic gets really bad in rush hour right before the shows start on Friday. So I think a lot of people are reluctant to travel out there. But if you have a Friday show, you can very easily entice tourists into the stadium. There are many ways to do that. And they'll spend money because it's not even that much money for them, and they're here to have a good time. Tourists, that's the name of the game. So I think there's a lot more money to be had for one. And I just think not just tourists, I think general fans living in Bangkok would go more often if it's there and they don't have to traipse out to the suburbs, because it's like I said, it's a long way, and you kind of have to go before 4 o'clock if you don't want to sit in traffic for 2 hours. So you get there at 5, show starts at 7:30, so you're just sitting outside for a couple hours, and it's not ideal. And you can take the train, but it's a long way. I have a Denver poster, but they sent to me all crumpled up. Couldn't even save it. Dark Side says, "Oh yeah, I don't think I got a Denver poster. But it's tough to transport these things, man. I think this one I took from Qatar. I got it signed by some of these people on the card. So it survived a long haul flight to London, 7-hour flight. Then it survived a long haul flight to Bangkok, 13 hours or something. Then it survived another flight back to Hong Kong. So it wasn't in the best shape. I've flattened it out a bit. But yeah, it's just all nice mementos and keepsakes of my time doing this. Why don't you post matches you can win? I don't know what you're talking about, fuckhead. You're gonna be banned here. Block user. Yeah. Sorry, you pushed my patience too much. You're dumbass. I do post about RDR's wins. I posted about his last win over Robert Whittaker. Yeah, go look it up, you twat. Leave me alone. Stop ruining it for other people. Yeah, it's wasting my time here. Right. Postway, what's up? Thanks for the love. Malakin is very disappointed in his son. No, I spoke to Fabricio Andrade the other day after Kwan's. Kwan lost, and he was sad. He said, "I love Kwan. He's such a nice guy. Genuinely sad to see him lose like that." Is one's MMA women's atomweight division disbanded? No, it's not disbanded. It's still alive and kicking. I don't know what's going on with the rankings or anything. I think they just had a series of bad luck. It's been one thing after the other for 5 years, and Angela Lee, and not saying this is bad that she got pregnant, but Angela Lee got pregnant. It's great for her. So she didn't defend for like a couple of years. They did the tournament, the Grand Prix, and then there were a couple of injuries to that, and some controversy with Denise and the Ham, and Stamp won that Grand Prix, and then she won the vacant belt. Angela came back and vacated it. Then Stamp got injured. She's been gone like 2 years. Denise got the interim belt. Then Stamp got re-injured or injury setback. Recovery wasn't going well, so they had to move that fight back or postpone whatever. Then they made Denise versus Ayaka for Japan. Then Denise got injured, so it's just been. I'm not blaming one for any of that. Yeah, I would like to see interim title though. Just do it. Doesn't matter. I know you've just done one, but do Ayaka versus Ham or Zhong Jingnan interim title Tokyo 1173. I think Ayaka deserves to stay on the card. Darkside loves Miller Sandell, most dominant women Muay Thai champ. She definitely fighting LFA, Telvin says. Wait, Qatar is still partnering with one, really? I think so. I don't know. I believe they invest a lot in one. I don't know, but they're doing a UFC show, right? So sure that's not gone down well. Will people pay for it in Japan? Yeah, Japanese people pay. They have money. It's on you next. I think the card's sufficiently good to entice people to open their wallets. What's Soldich doing nowadays? Who's Keon want us? I don't know. I thought he's posted about maybe being on this card, but it hasn't been announced yet. They should add Soldich to cover his fee. Darkside says don't see any other time to let him fight. Yeah, but it might kind of eradicate any profit you get from the show. So we'll see. He does, his purse is pretty large, from what I know. People in Japan will definitely pay to see these fights. Story the fight says who exactly? I don't know who that's about. I doubt anyone cares about Malakin or Rook. Well, you've got Noiri, Takeru, both massive draws in Japan. Yuki Yosa, all three guys former K1 champions. You've got Nadaka, very popular, becoming very popular. Is probably going to win a title. Yuya Wakamatsu is a champion. Need I say more? I think there are enough people on that card. Takeru would prints money in Japan. He's very, very popular if you don't know already. Yeah. Rukia Ampo as well. All big numbers guys in Japan. Story of the fight points out. Rod Tang as well. Yeah. Stamp. Who knows? Nick is a chill guy, guys. I'm mostly chill. I'm mostly chill, but I can get annoyed when people do stupid shit or if they mess you around. And I rarely block anyone on here or kick people out, but this guy was just repeatedly taking stupid shots. So, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I don't care enough to take abuse from anyone. I've done it before. You can say what you want. Yeah, you can. But if you're going to be negative and disrupt the show, I'm just going to kick you out. 1173 pay-per-view price is a steal. Darkside says, I don't know if it even is on pay-per-view for the US. Have we come to a conclusion on that, guys? Because people were asking me every week, like, is it pay-per-view? Is it free? I don't know. Watch1fc.com didn't really have an answer last time I looked either. It was inconclusive. So yeah, I'm clicking on it now. It doesn't say anything about pay-per-view. So you might be getting it free, guys. Who knows? Sure, people will still complain. Haggerty mistook Nick for Nick. Anonymous. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, if you're late to the show, I promised Jonathan Haggerty. He has not turned up yet. I will hang around a bit longer because I'm still enjoying it and discussing. I was going to do some Friday fights recapping as well. There's just a lot of comments I'm trying to get through in the chat here. Sorry, I'm a bit behind. Real Talk, Darkside says they should do a Friday fight show in Japan. Yeah, I was saying this last time, and it'll be good, if they go to another country for a numbered event or whatever, fight night, do the Friday fight show in that country, find a smaller venue, the way WWE does, a SmackDown and a Raw after and before a big pay-per-view. Or also I was an advocate for having a smaller monthly show in Japan, like a scaled down thing, to kind of have a showcase for Japanese fighters on Unext. Or you can just bring them to Thailand every week. It's fine as well. But I think it'd be cool to have a Japanese only, like a kickboxing Friday fights type thing. Because Friday fights is still mostly Muay Thai. Yeah. I'm just trying to skim through these comments. Sorry. Thanks to everyone who's commenting and this and that. Okay. It sounds like Haggerty ain't going to turn up. I just got the sad news from Bear. So apologies, guys, for lying to you. I will try and reschedule for next week. Yeah, what a shame. I was looking forward to that. Yes. So I'll just continue with the comments. Appreciate everyone commenting. Where was I? Lost my train of thought. Loki want Noiri to win to draw back Alazov. Darkside says, yeah, I don't think Chingas will come back to fight Super Bomber. He may come back to fight Alazov, but also Chingas is now kind of like 10 kilos heavier, and I'm not sure at this stage of his life and career he could cut that weight again. If he does come back, it may have to be a lightweight. I'd like to see him versus Ursel. I think that's like a real super fight. Super fight gets bandied around a lot. That would be one. Need to get a new venue. Darkside says move to the heart of Bangkok. Yep, that's what I'm saying. Just skimming through the comments. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to miss out many of them. I'm just trying to keep up here. I need a moderator, don't I? I need someone. This dude keeps hating, but still gives you the algo engagement. Story to fight. Yeah, I don't want the algo engagement. He can get bent. Don't care. I got 2 1168 posters. I'll give you one next time I see you in Talanic. I think I got one. Oh no, I don't. Yeah, you can give me one. Thanks, Angie. Telvin, thanks for the love. I appreciate people who actually show the love. I show a lot of love to everyone until you give me a reason not to. Then I can be a bit of a dick. All right. Dark Side says they took my money last pay per view. I didn't even care. didn't ask for a refund. Well, the Dream fan you off one championship. So at Soldich versus Marisa Bevy, do it. Yeah. Well, I'm sad that they sent you a crumpled up poster, Dark Side. They should send you a couple of clean pressed ones. What? Yeah. Japan always love a good fight, says S. Barber Crane. They do. Nick, do you have any? Did you have your Muay Thai class yet? Time to lose some steam. No, I didn't. So this week is the first week I've done 4 S&C classes in a row for a while, and I was feeling it in my legs, to be honest. After Tuesday, I've had a really crippling back problem for 3 months. Been functioning, but it's like I have really bad problems sleeping. On top of the baby stuff, I wake up every day in a lot of pain in my neck, my back, and I've been trying everything, changing mattresses, changing pillows, stretching, yeah, like different ways of just doing more walking, lowering my weight on like certain exercises and eating better. I'm trying to lose weight. I don't know what happened. Yeah, just around about the last temp poll before the most recent one. I think a couple of days after that, just woke up in crippling pain, and then haven't really been able to fix it since. And yeah, it's affected my gym a bit. It's a shame because the 3 months before that, I was flying. I was getting in the best shape I've been in for a while, and then maybe that's what did it. Maybe just I'm not meant to be fit. Or my body was like, what is going on here? You're doing too much good stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to fix that. I may have to get a physio involved, but I don't have any insurance. Yeah, I work for myself. I don't have any medical insurance, so I'm trying to. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be saying all this out loud because I may get denied an insurance policy. I've just screwed myself. But yeah, hopefully I can get some insurance soon. I could maybe get some treatment on my back, or I'm hoping it might go away. I've recently been doing a bit better by walking more, stretching every day. I sleep with a pillow between my legs and then I hold another one. It's really weird, but it actually helps. It's sort of, I'm researching it. It kind of alleviates pressure on your spine and stuff. So yeah, no, I didn't go to the class. I was meant to go yesterday or Friday, but just trying to give my legs and my back some time to heal. Even now I can feel it. Yeah. I don't know what to do, to be honest. Yeah. I'll try and do it next week. Maybe that's going to help me loosen up a bit. Anyway. Still so many comments. Thanks, everyone. I'm just kind of skimming through them. Hello, Tiha Ong. We should get Nabil on Dark Side. Yeah, I should message Nabil. I know Sunday is not the best day for these things. John's probably chilling. Sunday is his day off, I imagine. I was a bit surprised when they came back to me with that day. But, it's all good. John's a busy guy. Yeah, he is, tell me. Glad to chat with you, Nick. Yeah, well, I'm happy to chat. Yeah, we've done an hour now. I could do a bit more. I still meant to recap Friday fights anyway, but there's just so many comments I'm going through here. I appreciate the support, guys. Yeah, I'm ruining your sleep schedule, Gorilla. Sorry. 1 a.m., man. Yeah, I won't go on much longer. Apologies. Appreciate you tuning in at 1 a.m. That's crazy. But you can just go to bed and catch up after you wake up if you want. But I hope you're all enjoying the more frequent shows. I think I've done 4 this week. Is that right? 1, 2, 3. Something like that. Yeah, I think 4. Crazy. We're back. We're back in business. Yeah, I'm looking to do, if I can, I want to do one every day, but it's not always possible. Life gets in the way. Wow Football TV has reported my page on Facebook. One is a corrupt organization. You are bad work. Oh my god. What have I done? See what I have to deal with here, man. What is WoW Football TV? Can someone find out what this is? Why do I even care? What am I doing? Should I block this fool as well? Yeah, why not? On a block streak. Ban user and delete their comments. Okay. Done. Hello, Nick. Any latest news about Ong9? So, no. You mean the Burmese reporter? I haven't seen him lately. No. I hope he's okay. Yeah, I had noticed he'd stopped posting much. So, no idea. No, I hope he's okay. I'll text him. One's done a good job in USA. I hope they don't cancel. USQ1 says, will you be in Japan? Yeah, I will. I will. Yeah, can't wait. Looking forward to it. DDP yoga, dude. Story of the fight. Sorry to hear about the back. I did used to do DDP yoga. It was good actually. I remember I did it like 10 years ago. It really was good. Maybe I'll try it again. Yeah, that's a good shout. Really good shout. Yeah, Diamond Dallas Page, the WCW legend, has a yoga thing going on now. I presume it's still successful, but yeah, he has a lot of stories. I was doing like the diet as well that he recommended, and I lost a lot of weight. So yeah, maybe it's time. Who the hell is this guy yapping about Nick being a bad worker? I don't know. There's some. I pissed off some people by sharing the news that RDR had lost his fight, and apparently that is a no-go. Cannot dare point out that Derrida lost. I just thought I was reporting the news. I didn't share my opinion on it. I didn't mock him and say, "Oh, what a loser! He just lost." But you know how some people are. Don't pay it attention, as Story 5 says. Anyone who's seen me knows. Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, I will be there in Japan. Where's Chatri been? Darkside says MIA all year. I think Chatri only comes to the big shows now. He's quite busy, like chasing around the world trying to raise more money and things like this. So he doesn't really come to Lumpini at all. I think he's getting a little bit older as well, and I think probably it all takes a toll on him. All the frequent travel. I think he's got a young child as well. I think he probably wants to spend time with the kid. I saw the kid at the last Japan show, I think it was. Family is important. I'm finding that out now, and it's probably really tough to take yourself away from I know how tough it would be now. When I go on these trips, it's going to be really tough. Hopefully, Freddie Haggerty comes back soon. Who's Kiln says, "Yep, I'm sure he will. As long as Nick's streaming, my sleep schedule can wait." Block WoW. Yeah, I just blocked WoW. I can't figure out who WoW is. Gorilla says, "Spread kindness, not hate." Yeah, exactly. Like, if you want to have a debate with me about things, I'm happy to. If you're just gonna be a hater, I had this problem, when I worked on the other channel before. I seemed to piss off some guys who just took it as a mission to try and ruin me or something. I don't know what I did wrong. And then they would message me about how they're gonna ruin me, and it's like, oh, great. It's probably not the smartest thing to threaten people publicly on a DM. I can screenshot that and pass it along. Yeah. I can't find them on the YouTube search bar. Gorilla says, I don't know. I think that's a Facebook page because this is also streaming to my Facebook, so a lot of them are like tuning in on there. Did someone get put in K1 jail? Doug says, Yodkun Pon, yeah, it's been. So we briefly touched on that. I will get into it in a sec. Is it true one's going to Denver? I saw it on the website. Yeah, it's scheduled for next summer. Story of the Fight is on YouTube, Gorillas. You should check them out. Wow, is probably the guy that got blocked on Facebook. Yeah, he's probably got 2 accounts there. There you go. Well, I've caught up with comments, so I did intend to just go through Friday fights briefly. So I've done Fergus there. He was the news you're alluding to about K1 jail. Yodkun Pon's one championship debut was cancelled. This is from Combat Sports Today. Please follow them as well. They just hit 11K. My guy Phil, also a member on the channel here. Mad love and respect. The former K1 champ will not be making his one debut due to contract issues with K1. We will have to wait half a year to see Yodkun Pon step into a one championship ring. That is a shame. He was scheduled to fight on Halloween, so next week, but or week after, whatever. Yeah, not next week, the one after. That is a shame. Main event was Teng Nung beating Tun Min Ong. Burmese fans weren't happy about this one. It was close, very close. I thought Tun Min Ong did very well. Ayad Albada head kick KO in the co-main. I got another bonus. That's back-to-back bonuses, back-to-back knockouts. This was a sick knockout. Another one coming off the production line at Venom. Straight out of Iraq. Looks savage, this guy. Great performance from Ayad Albada. There was some great finishes on this card. Lam Singh, this was causing a lot of debate on my page. I saw everywhere. Lam Singh beat Hassan Salamov by split decision. A lot of people thought there was some favoritism towards the Thai fighter here. I don't know. Yeah, let me know what you think of it. Brazil with a leg kick KO basically against Sufyan Majdoubi. Second round, got the bonus. Chopped down that leg. Surprised bro was able to continue so long. Ricky gave him a chance, but yeah, he eventually, I don't think he could stand on it. You can see how painful that was. But yeah, great performance from Brazil. Wonderful name there. We saw Fergus already. Hamza Rashid, another one from Morocco here. Getting another similar KO to Fergus. Swarming. Campi Tawada, that's a big win for him. Faceplant KO, but then the dude sprang up to his feet like it was nothing. Wonder if he'd got up a second earlier, whether Ricky would have let him continue. I mean, for me, a faceplant KO, usually when you go on your face, that's an instant, like, the fight's done, dude. If you like immediately pop yourself up, maybe, but it took him for about 3-4 seconds there to jump up. So who knows, man? Great performance though from Hamza Rashid. Okay, and then Youssef Hamati beating Kenan Baramov by decision. Hartling another Burmese with a unanimous decision over Haruki Tanitsu. They were happy about that. The Burmese fans, well played, sir. Alistair Volders beating Asadbek Erkinov via second round TKO. That was a good performance from Alistair. Head kick. So Giuliano was filming it for me. He missed the head kick. Someone stepped in front of his camera right at the important moment. So we missed the head kick, but we got the ground and pound. I'm surprised the ref let it go on there because he kind of moved in to call it off, but then didn't. It was one of those hesitations, which is always a bit tricky when you're a fighter because you don't know what the ref is essentially telling you to do there. You can see, I think it was a little awkward, but it happens. I'm not blaming the ref at all. the result is still the result, right? Yeah. And then opening fight, Ali Afro with the third round TKO over Marwan Kawante. That was a good, fun opening fight. Kind of chaotic. I like Kawante, the Green Goblin, but impressive performance from Ali. That was my very brief From Friday Fights recap. Let me know what you all thought in the chat. Low kick KOs are some of my favorites. So brutal. Story to fight says. Wonder why calf kicks in Muay Thai aren't more popular. Gorilla says in the UK scene they're making the rounds. Apparently, yeah. I mean, it's huge in the UFC now. It wasn't when I first started watching it and covering it. K1 is at war with one, like WCW versus WWE. Well, one is kind of taking all of K1's big names one by one, no pun intended. So I'm not surprised they're kind of trying to throw a spanner in the works if they can to delay another big star from debuting there. Then why wouldn't they do that? That's just business. I think one would do it and have done it to others. You always want to try and frustrate anyone's attempts to leave if you don't want them to leave. He's a big name. Head kicks lately have been good. Story of the fight, I agree. Yes. And then what else did I want to discuss? I guess we could briefly look at the Friday fights card for next week. So Nontachai and Sona Sen. Nontachai saying, Nontachai and Sona Sen, that's a good main event. Sona Sen, see if he can bounce back. Had the tough loss with the weight cut last time to Warapon. Song Chai Noi, that's a big name on this card against Salai Tan Ki Shane. I hope I pronounced that right, guys. A lot of shine for the Burmese fighters on One Friday Fights. It's great to see. And then what else to look out for? I think Sonrak, another Burmese fighter, always interesting. Not many big names on this. Alfie Lynch, keep an eye out for in the second fight, kickboxing from the UK. And I'm not too familiar with everyone else on this card, so let me know if there's something there you like and you want to give it some shine. I will. Oh, my voice is going again. But yeah, I'm reaching the end of the show, guys. Nontachai is the main. Wow, he's really trying to get back the last loss. Yeah, he had a bad loss to Abdullah Darkayev last time. I remember when DX raided WCW back in the day. Yeah, I do too. The tank Telvin. It's cool, I think. Yeah, to have feuds between promotions tends to make both of them rise up. And let's see if K1's going to respond. And I'm sure they will. Not just going to sit there, take it lightly. But yes. Yeah, I'm kind of reaching the end, guys. So let me know if you have anything else to ask. Otherwise, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you all for tuning in. And yeah, sorry for the drama with the Derrida stuff. I won't post about Derrida again. I'm sorry. I won't post about any one championship fighters. I see these people weren't mad that I posted about Quan Monil on my Twitter. Didn't know I couldn't do that, guys. I'm sorry. Yes. I'm happy you all tuned in. I'm happy for the sensible debates and comments and things like that. Yeah, let's forget about the idiots. So enjoy your Sunday as well, or your Saturday night if you're on the other side of the world. Thank you to Telvin. Sorry. Have a great day yourself. I'm gonna enjoy the rest. It's sunny outside. If you're gonna get angry and worked up about a post on Facebook, I would suggest you go outside wherever you are, enjoy the sun, touch some grass. You guys are all pitching an invasion angle from K1 in Tokyo. I love it. Thanks for the show. Yep, thanks for watching, guys. And we'll see you. Who knows? Maybe I'll be back tomorrow. We'll try and get Haggerty back one more time. I'm sorry. We did plan on having Haggerty today. It didn't work out. He went AWOL in Koh Samui. I hope he's okay. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's just enjoying his Sunday too. So no problem. I did put him as the thumbnail. I'll make sure we get him back at some point. All right, cheers, guys. See you.